Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dialar Sweelick Tactics. This is my deep dive into Ares. You guys have seen these videos before. New hero comes out. I spend, usually it's a morning, this time I took a whole day trying to figure him out, playing around with him. And then I'm going to unload all of everything I learned to you. I'm going to tell you how to build him, how to gear him, where he's good, where he's bad, and whatnot. Now, first impression. It's not really first impression, it's kind of my impression of him right now. I think they kind of got a dud on their hand with this one. So, very, very kind of cool. You know, Vanguards had fallen off. We had kind of hoped that this guy would kind of reinvigorate the Vanguard team. As of right now, they're only used in very, very niche situations. They're not even used in Thundercliff if you have assassins. Assassins are better in that dungeon, which is sad. We kind of, or at least I kind of hoped that this guy was going to help accelerate them to greatness with the addition of Fiona on the team as well. Well, sadly, that is not the case. So he's not garbage, and he does have one very good and niche use that we'll show you later in the footage of where he's really, really good. But he makes the Vanguards okay in PvP. It doesn't help them really at all in story because he's way too squishy. He just dies. He can do damage. Yeah. And then we'll save the last thing for after the deep dive of where he's really, really good. And in my opinion, I think he was created with really two purposes in mind, and that's it, just two. Everything else is what it is. It's secondary to their the reason why they created Ares. So let's go to the deep dive. This is always going to be pre-recorded footage on my phone, which is my main. I did not stop at X20. I say this in the deep dive, but go watch Gameplay Horizon's video. He ran him at, or tested him at X20, and I think even he was disappointed. So let's go to the footage now. We'll show you how to gear him, how to build him, and then we'll start looking at some other footage of where he's used in Eternal Evolution. So this is my Ares. You see he is summit level 65 already. He is obviously immortal 0. He is X30, so no X20 testing. Gameplay Horizon has some X20 testing if you want to check out his channel. Okay, so he is kind of cool looking. I do like it. You know, kind of got like the bull head in a way. I like that it's not a super long, drawn-out animation. But let's dive into let's do his kit first, and then we'll get to his gear. So starting with his ultimate, and there are a lot of grammatical errors in this kit, but I kind of got a handle. I think I got a handle on how he works, so we can correct them as we go. Okay, Ares covers himself with lightning, and this is his ultimate ability. Covers himself with lightning and dashes towards the designated area for 10 meters. So he's got a little 10-meter dash. He's going to deal damage to targets along the way equal to 300 to 500, and that can go up to 400 to 600 with levels. 400 to 600 of his attack, affected by Ares accuracy. So a maximum of 200 accuracy. So that's a hard cap. That is a hard ceiling that you want to hit. Just 200 accuracy, which is going to go towards his gearing. But at 200, then he's going to be doing, what is it, the 600% of his attack during his ultimate. He's going to prioritize the furthest target, so that's the direction he's going to go. He's going to pick the farthest target. He's going to move in that direction. Prioritizes the farthest target within a 10-meter radius, and then after the dash, he restores 400 rage. Now, they should change this. It is not fury. He restores 400 rage. And then he's immediately going to use that rage boost, and he's going to go back into his ultimate. So the subsequent activation of his ultimate skill, they shouldn't say energy skill because his ultimate is rage-based. It is not energy-based. So a bunch of, like I said, bunch of grammatical errors. The subsequent activation of his ultimate skill grapples one target before the end of the dash. But the subsequent activation of his ultimate skill does not restore the rage. So the first ultimate restores the rage, which allows him to do his second ultimate. His second ultimate is the one where he's going to grapple the enemy, and at the end of it, he is not going to restore rage. That is how this should read. Again, EE, hire me. I will make these edits for you. This skill cannot critically hit, which also goes towards how we're going to gear this guy. Talent modifier, Fury recovery increased, or Rage recovery increased to 600. You know why you need that? Because 600 is the cap or the amount for one ultimate. So if you did not have this talent, he could not immediately go into his next ultimate. Doing this, or this talent, allows him just to ping pong, you know, ultimate. And then the exclusive effect, this is his X30. His ultimate skill, again, not energy skill, ultimate skill enhancement, or say rage skill enhancement if you want to keep it standard across all the heroes. Rage skill enhancement, gain 1 shadow charge each time the rage skill is cast. So he's gonna get basically 2 rage skills right off the bat after he does his first, or I guess you should say his first double ultimate. We're gonna call it a double ultimate. We'll discuss shadow charges shortly. So that's his ultimate. Again, approach it as I read it, and that's how it works in game. They really do need to fix those grammatical errors. So this is his only other common skill. So he's got his ultimate, his basic, and then his single common skill. Decimation Blast. Ares unleashes a bolt of lightning, dealing damage to the target equal to 560% of Ares' attack, right? So you'd think that he's an attack-based character, right? Well, we'll get to that, but you'd be wrong. Talent effect has a 40% chance, based on accuracy, to stun the target for 2 seconds. So if you hit that 200 accuracy cap that you have to hit for his ultimate, that makes it, since 200 is the doubling factor, that makes it an 80% chance to stun. Exclusive effects. Decimation Blast enhancement, instantly restore 100 rage and 1 shadow charge. Again, grammatical error. Okay, cool. So he gained this skill helps him gain rage as well. He really needs to gain rage as fast as possible. Thunder Barrier, this is his first passive. So every time Ares is attacked by an enemy, restore 2% of his max HP. Goes to gearing. Each time Ares loses a total of 30% of max HP, he receives a Thunder Barrier, which is this skill, that reduces damage taken for 60% for 3 seconds. So it is a damage reduction ability. And then level 3 reduces that down to, he only has to lose basically a quarter of his health. Talent modifier, when Thunder Barrier is active, damage equal to 80% of Ares' attack will be dealt to nearby targets, so it's an AoE, every half a second. Again, for 3 seconds, so it's gonna inflict damage 6 times. Meanwhile, Ares is immune to control effects, or crowd control effects, which is awesome. And they built this into his kit, in my opinion, specifically for going against summoners in PvP and Thundercliff. We'll see that footage later. The exclusive effect, Thunder Barrier enhancement. When the barrier expires, the damage reduction effect will not disappear. Because again, it is only 3 seconds that you're going to get that 60% damage reduction. You need the exclusive to really make this thing increase survivability, because when the barrier expires, the damage reduction effect will not disappear, but it will gradually dissipate to 0 over 5 seconds. So basically, he does gain damage reduction for a total of 8 seconds, which is much better. You get the 3 seconds initially at full 60% damage reduction, and then it's slowly going to dissipate from 60% to 0 every 5 seconds, basically meaning you're going to lose 12% damage reduction every 5 seconds after the initial 3. Shadow Strike, this is his second passive. Ares gains, and this is why you don't want to really focus on attack primaries, because he's going to gain additional attack equal to 2% of his max HP. So you really want to load this guy up with HP, because that's going to convert into attack, and then that's going to be the modifier. That converted attack is going to be the modifier for all of his abilities. Every 6 seconds, Ares gains 1 shadow charge, but he can gain shadow charges from his ultimate and his first common skill. Up to 1. It's not 1, it's 3. When allied heroes activate movement skills, aka displacements or charges or teleportations, Ares launches a shadow into the target position, wherever that may be, dealing damage to all targets along the way. So an AoE equal to 200 to 40% of his attack, and that goes up to 500 with the levels. Again, affected by accuracy, maximum 200. So you really, really, really need to hit 200 accuracy in this guy's gearing in order to hit the maximum possible attack modifiers. Talent effect, maximum amount of shadow charges increased to 3. You need 3, right? He's always going to just have 3. These things are always going to be refreshing. As soon as you got him decked out, he's really never going to run out of shadow charges, or it doesn't appear like he does. And then the exclusive effect, Shadow Strike Enhancement. So this passive's enhancement. After the start of battle, Ares receives an additional attack bonus equal to 30% of his damage reduction. Now, how do they scale that? Because damage reduction's a percent, it's not a value. I don't know, but I'm just throwing it out there that that is an interesting calculation to make. That is also going to go towards his gearing. So TLDR of the kit, 200 accuracy, HP, damage reduction, because damage reduction also goes to attack. All right, so that is his kit. Let's go look at his gear right away. Okay, so there's a couple different ways you can gear him. Charge set. I have the charge set earmarked as for PvP, but I also use it in Thundercliff. So charge set might be the best, but there's also the surge set, because he does seem to have AoE in his kit. Surge set does give attack, which he does benefit from attack, but the charge set gives HP, which I think he benefits more from. Testing has shown that he gains more attack. He does more damage based on HP versus attack. So don't deck him out with attack primaries, more so go for HP primaries. Now, this charge set is not the best, but you'll see right here, I have 205 accuracy, 2.8 million HP, and 41.5 thousand attack with this gear set. So I'm running Vigorous set as the subset. HP primary on the hands. Look for accuracy secondaries. An accuracy main stat helm. You're going to have that for all his sets. Look for HP and attack secondaries. I would prioritize HP though. I am running damage reduction boots because he is squishy. He does need it. Luckily, that damage reduction does transfer over into attack, so he can benefit from damage reduction, and he does really need it in PvP. He is fairly squishy. And look for HP and accuracy and attack substats. And then up top, again, mix and match as you will, but 4 charge, 2 vigorous. Look for HP, accuracy, and attack substats, which you see I got right here. HP on this one, same thing, HP, attack, and accuracy. Same thing with his gun, HP, attack, and accuracy. Okay, all right. Surge set. I use a surge set with bug gear in the Endless battle that is currently ongoing, because he doesn't really have to worry about survivability. So as such, and this may be niche, as such, you see I'm running a surge set with Vigorous, HP hands, accuracy helm, HP boots. Since in Endless battles, we don't have to worry about dying. You can really pump up his HP for more attack modifier. You see, this HP boots has an HP percent secondary, so we can now get primary stats as secondary stats. So I should say the substats you want to look for across the board on all pieces is accuracy, HP, and attack. As you see, yeah, HP, accuracy, HP, and then up top, again, just look for those substats, HP, accuracy, HP, attack, and accuracy. But keep in mind also that this is a niche set. Now, third set, my guild leader, Oracle, has tested with Marauder set as well. Since he does so much displacements, I think he does say that he's getting more damage numbers out of it. It does give him a little bit of lifesteal, but I think it makes him a little bit more squishy, because keep in mind, Marauder set gives a crit rate bonus, and then it gives him the crit damage, but he's mostly using his ultimate, which can't crit, and you can't benefit from crit damage. All right? Okay. So you can consider Marauder. I wouldn't say it's ideal. I would say that the ideal way to gear Ares is charge with vigorous, HP, accuracy, and damage reduction. Exclusive is an HP exclusive, so the damage reduction and HP really benefit him. Is his X30 worth it? Gains 1 shadow charge each time he uses his rage skill, or his ultimate skill, not his energy skill. I don't feel that his X30 is really worth it. Of course, you're going to benefit from the damage reduction, the damage amp, the HP boosts the stats, but I don't feel that 1 extra shadow charge. Really, it's 2, because he does it twice. It might be. He might not dish out as much damage, and he's definitely going to be more squishy without it, but is it really worth 300 rand runes? I'm going to let you decide, but my gut says no. Maybe I did it, but maybe not. Again, check out Gameplay Horizons video to see. Sorry, perils of recording on my phone. Anyways, X30, proceed at your own risk. Talents, you know it. It's an SSS, just do them all. Let's look at what the game is recommending. HP and accuracy, the sets. Obviously charge, which is what I recommended as well. Vigorous and Hawkeye. Okay. Commanders, obviously you're going to run Hagridon. And then obviously he wants Prism Amulet and Impulse of Annihilation. That is a no-brainer. All right. So that is the deep dive on Ares. Now we're going to check out some pre-recorded video of Ares in action. Okay, so we're going to start off with where I think this guy was tailor-made for. In my opinion, given how little impact he has on the team, or for the team, and on the game. The reason why, well, we knew that we were going to get a Vanguard, right? It was the cycle. We needed another Vanguard. Crete was a holdover from a time where they thought defense was a thing, and defense isn't a thing, and they never made it a thing. It never really did. I'm not saying Crete's horrible. I know, again, looking at Oracle, my guild leader, he likes his Crete. And I'm using Crete right here, but yeah, so whatever. That was a weird tangent. So this is the content where I think that he was specifically made for. Now, this is Thundercliff 6. I am going to make a video solely covering this because up till now, up till Ares, it has been almost impossible to get down Thundercliff 6. Why? Because it's just too much damage. We were running tanks with Vanguards, but it was, even if you had maxed out everything, Wamagon, it was Barog, Crete, Artis, Leo, and Wamagon, and you had to have Wamagon in an abundance set. You had to have just everybody, like max Immo 5, and it was RNG whether or not you could keep Wamagon alive, and you would get it in the last dying seconds. Was it doable? Yes. Was it far overtuned for our current heroes? Yes, as well. So Ares makes Thundercliff 6 basically, I don't want to say a joke because it is still hard, but his ultimate, the way that they programmed it, to the way that they designed it, was specifically made to take out the 2 adds during the pushback phase so that you don't die, right? Fiona helps as well. Everyone can live as long as you kill those crystals really quickly. The problem is they were all slowed, and they took forever to get to those crystals down to stop the lightning barrage. So watch this fight. I'm going to remove my head so you can see the damage meters to see what he can do. But this, you'll see why. This is what he was made for. And aside from this, he doesn't really have a whole lot of use. So you see how everybody's geared. I got everybody in a charge set, but Crete is in a vigorous set. So HP, you saw the build already, HP accuracy and damage reduction. He needs the damage reduction in my opinion, again, because like I said in the deep dive, he's really squishy. I am running Barog in a pure survivability set, so HP, accuracy, and damage reduction with a charge set. Because, you know, if he die, well, you know, I like to, you know, make Barog really beefy. And then Leo too in a charge set, same thing, damage reduction. I do believe it was, what was it, HP and attack on the hands and helm. And then Fiona, again, accuracy, helm, HP. So there's the gear. Now I'm just going to run this on auto. And you're going to see in the pushback phase why Ares was made for this fight. I'm going to fast forward a little bit because you don't really need to see it all, because really they're just beating up on the Thunder Dragon, and that's about it. So let's fast forward. It's still a slow fight. But you can see if you look at the damage meter, it used to be just Barog doing all the damage. And then Leo and Crete and Artis were way falling behind. Basically, this fight, when we just had, when we didn't have Ares, was just Barog. This was the Barog show. So at least Ares is doing damage. Like, you can see, this is almost like Rickert and Dom, and now Leo is Bailey. That's really sad to see that Leo is Bailey, but that's kind of the way they've developed content. Okay, so we're coming up to the pushback phase, and I want you to watch Ares, because this is, you know, an Ares-focused video. He's just going to bounce. Now, I'm going to pause it. Okay, so remember one thing about his kit is when he loses 30% health, he gets immunity to crowd control. This is all crowd control, although I think they're coming out of it now. You see everybody's nice and shielded, everybody's nice and healthy. Ares is just going to go, brrp, kill this thing, brrp, kill this thing, and then they're all going to be released from their little cage. See, here he goes, boom, dead. Boom, dead. And look at their health. Like, Fiona took a lot of damage. She's down to about half her health. But the other three, merely an inconvenience. This was the reason why they made his ultimate skill the way it was to conquer this mechanic. And then it's just rinse and repeat, right? You know, just do damage. The good thing about Vanguards is they're not gonna lose, especially when they're all in charge sets. They're not dying. They're not dying. So you see, look at Ares' damage. He is almost on par with Barog. And keep in mind, my Barog is IMO 5 120. He's X30 as well, but IMO 5 completely maxed. So sadly, Fiona can't really heal that much, and she's back here. She's not taking a whole lot of damage because she gets all of the damage reduction from having all of the Vanguards on the other side of the field. But she cannot heal to full, and she is sadly not going to survive the second pushback phase. So here it is. Again, Fiona's going to die, but watch Ares pop out of the CC, or the lightning storm, and just boom, dead. Boom, dead. I'm guessing that the gap from here to here was roughly 10 meters. Roughly 10 meters. Which proves my point. Ares' sole purpose in this game is to allow people to beat Thundercliff Stage 6. That could be proved wrong. Like, I thought Rebecca was garbage at first as well. And then she turned out to be really good. But I don't know what else can change. Like, when Rebecca was launched into the game, then we got the dungeon, whereas this dungeon's been in game since Barog. It's the combination of Barog and Ares that makes this dungeon beatable. Now, assassins still do this faster. Like, this is so slow. Look, we got a minute left. So slow. And actually, with Fiona, maybe you could run Barog, Ares, Rickert, Dominic, and Fiona. That might be really, really, really nice. That might be nice. That might work really, really well. I'd probably still use Haggard to heal up the Vanguards. The assassins can kind of keep themselves alive. But that might be the ideal way to beat this. I haven't tried that. But assassins, even by themselves, can get the limited tickets no problem. So look at Ares, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The rage characters just get so much rage in this dungeon. So that's Thundercliff's. I tried Ares in other places in PvE. He's not good. He's not good anywhere else. That is probably the best showcase of his usability in this game. So I would be remiss if I didn't show this fight. This is actually the new best comp. I discovered this with help today. So this is Endless Battles. It appears like this is going to be the Endless Battle fight going forward for Vanguards. They're probably just going to replace Leo next with another Vanguard. By then, it'll probably be an SP. I don't know. But he's really, really good here as well. I'm not going to make you guys watch this fight because if I'm assuming that the majority of you that are watching my channel already watched my guide videos on this fight. But you didn't see this team comp in that video because I learned this morning from one of my viewers, and it is significantly better. So I am going to update that video. I'm going to make a new one on this fight explaining this formation. But yeah, Ares is needed here. So I'm just going to fast forward. You guys know the scoop. I'm going to fast forward near the end so you can see the damage meter. Now, it is telling in a way that Barog still does better. He just does. Barog is still the better Vanguard. I would say that it's probably, if I had to rate these now, it's almost looking like it is right here in the damage meter. It's Barog, then Ares, then Bailey. I mean Leo. I mean Leo. But yes, you definitely need Ares for this fight because, again, he's a rage-based character. And Leo's damage would probably be a lot higher if he was rage-based as well. He didn't really, like, energy characters are completely nerfed in this fight. And there's my score, which people will see later. Okay. Now, so that's basically PvE on Ares. I do have a bunch of PvP footage, but we are 28 minutes into this deep dive already, and I don't want to have you guys sit here for another half an hour while I pick apart PvP. But let's see if I can find one fight for you guys. Okay, here we go. This is a perfect way to start. We're gonna do one PvP fight, and this is where I really, really like Vanguards, and I like some of the stuff in Ares kit. So this is against summoners. Now, I tried with the 4 Vanguards, and while it sometimes works, it's really more viable with Dom. It just is. Because, you know, if you're going to run Fiona on your Vanguard team, if you really want to run a Vanguard team, you're going to run Fiona. And the problem with running 4 Vanguards, with Crete in there, is they get off their, like, they got to hit 7 and then 15 movement skills. And, you know, Leo and Barog, they take forever. They do. Ares is a little bit quicker, but I kind of like putting an assassin on this team. Otherwise, by the time I hit that first immunity, I probably lost somebody already. So if you're going to run Fiona, I think you kind of have to run an assassin. You could probably maybe run Halentus on this team. Like, if you really wanted to keep Dom with the other assassins, say like in Hell Arena, maybe put Halentus on this team, and since she's a Hell Arena boosted hero, it might make Vanguards much, much more viable in that area of PvP. But in outside of that, Summit Arena, 1v1 Galactic Arena, this team is just kind of meh. It's better, but it's meh. So I'll show you guys this fight, and then I will make a separate video analyzing a lot of this data, because I recorded, this is like, I think 20 minutes of fights. So, you know, it is a 5.1 team versus 5.8. But what I like about Ares in these fights is he'll skip to the back, and then he'll drag a character into the middle for Barog to kill. So, like, let's see, who does he go for? He hasn't gone yet because he's spent this entire fight pretty much stunned. Look at him, he's just standing there like a bump. Okay, now he's going. He's going to grab... He grabbed Anpu. See that? And Ampu's... Did Ampu just die? Did he just die? So... Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. So he brought... Oh, wait. No, Barog grabbed Ampu and brought him back. So do I bring Dan back too? So Barog grabs a summoner, drags him back. And now I think Ares is going to drag Dan back and put him on top of Ampu. And that's really the cool thing about that grapple mechanic is that he won't pick a summoned creature. He will pick a hero. So let's see. Yeah, he dragged Dan back. So now we got Dan and Ampu stacked down here. And Barog just kills them. Which is part of the cool stuff about his kit. So Vanguards versus Summoners. Summoners are kind of, yeah, they're struggling. They had a really brief moment of greatness when they brought in Durali and we were able to finally counter tank teams. And then they gave us Teresh and completely broke the meta. Okay, we're going to end it there since we're about a half an hour in. But that is going to be the deep dive on Ares. So I think I covered everything you need to know about him. Again, final thoughts are he is very average, maybe below average. He's not horrible. He does have uses, but the uses are really limited. Again, Thundercliffs, stage 6 really helps. Stage 5 even probably going to help people as well. PvP, I'd say really at end game PvP, I probably wouldn't run Vanguards in PvP. I might run them, like I said, you could run them in Hell Arena with Halentis. That gives them a lot more like damage because she gets buffed up the wazoo. But I don't want to give up Fiona because I have finally a really good developed assassin team, and in my opinion, the assassins are better than the Vanguards. So, yeah. Vanguards can beat assassins if they don't have Caraxia. Stay tuned for the PvP video. So those are my final thoughts. Is he necessary? No. Is he OP? Hell no. Do you need his X30? Probably not. Take your time with this one. I'm still going to break apart the Vanguard team. I'm going to use Leo with my hunters. And I'm not going to use Barog anywhere. It's just is what it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, the word of the day is Apocalypse, since this guy is trying to be a stand-in. Apocalypse would be disappointed in this guy, if you're a big fan of Apocalypse from Marvel Comics like I am. Apocalypse would laugh at this guy, and he would squish him. So the word of the day, the safe word of the day, is Apocalypse. Put it down in the comments below. I'll know you made it to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed this. I know the deep dives are popular. So do with it what you will. I'll see you in the next one, everybody. Cheers, peace. Bye-bye.